everybody, peace be upon you. Welcome back to my channel. For today's video, it's gonna be a little of sharing a story time, something a little bit more personal. So today, or rather the day that this video goes up, would be the anniversary of me wearing the hijab. So let's just get straight into it, okay? Why did I wear the hijab? I wore the hijab because I have planned to do so. It's been like probably 5 to 6 years in the making. So yes, I wore the hijab because I planned to do so. The next question would be, when did you intend to wear your hijab then? So since I said that I plan to wear the hijab in like within a span of 5 to 6 years, to wear it when my heart had a sign that I told myself, or I made like a prayer, or like a promise to God, and then I said to myself first of all that when the heart feels right, it would put it on without hesitation. But I needed to prepare for that day. So I'm a person who looks like really far into the future. If I could plan like 10 years ahead, I would do so. However, life has taught me that kita merancang, Tuhan menentukan, meaning we plan and God makes it happen. To recap it, 5 to 6 years I plan to wear the hijab. Okay, and then when exactly I did not know, but hoping that within that 5 to 6 years, or by the time of 5 to 6 years, I would have a very clear sign that it is time. In that 5 to 6 years, what did I do to prepare? So in that 5 to 6 years, the day that I pasang niat was when I think I was in NIE. And honestly, when I first entered NIE, I was quite surprised by how many people were already in the hijab. And as you know, I'm in the Malay education field. So I don't know why, but I was kind of like, okay, wow, there's quite a few people that's already in the hijab in my class. And I mean, I saw, but I didn't feel it. But after 2 years, then I felt more conscious of myself. I was confident of myself without the tudung, but I was, a bit more conscious of what I wore. You see, along the way, I still had like weird, funky haircuts and stuff. I still, obviously, if you've been here on my channel, I still love wearing makeup and stuff. Essentially, the dressing part of me was starting to it started to feel like something tak kena. Like I would feel pretty, but I would still be like a bit conscious of myself, confident but conscious. So it was constantly, my mind was constantly like flittering back and forth between, is this like too much, or is this just nice, is this more appropriate for a Melayu event, or for like a formal Melayu event or not. So basically it was my surroundings. It was creating a different me. It was beginning. So that was the beginning of when I started to pasang my niat. And back then when I had my friends, my classmates, I think I like openly said out loud like wow, pakai tudung ni very sweet you guys always look so put together. Even though my friends always said that they were rushing for class in the morning, or like people said like they like really like just campak tudung over their head. And I was thinking, which part? Like I would wake up late in the morning and I still look a hot mess when I come to school. And then my friends are like, yeah, they also woke up like a hot mess. I'm like looking at them, where? And I already knew the answer. The answer is that something about this piece of cloth over the head made them just look instantly presentable and instantly ready. And again, this is me talking about the hijab superficially, but yeah, that was just like, why I just kept constantly asking myself, why do these people say they look sleke, but I don't see sleke? They always look put together. And this applied for even my mom. When my mom thinks she's like just like anyhow go to the kedai and stuff, I'll be like, which part, ibu, which part do you look sleke? I don't understand. So that kind of question, those superficial questions, I suppose, started, getting into my mind. And then when I returned back to NIE and I joined a batch that was like, wow, everybody in this classroom, they are all younger than me and they are all wearing tudung. That's the first thing that hit me when I entered class, aside from the fact that I was like this menyelit sibuk girl in the class. So I was like, okay, the bulk of them are, and then not everybody was in tudung lah, but like that's the first thing that struck me because it was like all colours and all sorts of pastels, and yeah. So when I saw that, then I began to be like, okay, Rin. Okay, what are you wearing, girl? So when I returned back to NIE, and during those 2.5 years, like I made good friends with my group mates, and I made good friends with my classmates, and like interestingly, because you're with a younger batch, though not everyone is like younger lah, some of them were my age. It was just like interesting to see how people could be like merepek and funny in their tudung. So this is the second part of where my mind was wondering, okay, so I guess like you don't have to really feel that you are so perfect a Muslim to wear the tudung. It's like, I saw my classmates going to pray, and then I mean, this has always been normal lah. Going to pray, and yet at the same time when we're having presentations, they are so crazy. They are just so all out there. Struck out to me to see that people are so uninhibited even with the tudung, and they can still be like all-rounded in terms of like faith. So that started to sink in even deeper. And I've had these discussions with my back then tunang. Back then belum tunang lagi. With dah tunang? Yeah, back then baru tunang, and I was just like thinking, wow, maybe I do really want to wear the tudung. But I was just like, okay, Rin, dah lah. Like, don't push yourself into things. Know whether if I wore the tudung, who was I doing it for? Truly myself? Truly for God? Truly for superficial, nak cantik reasons? What is it? What is it? So, like, I overthink a lot of things and I plan a lot of things. So, when these questions start to sink in, I was constantly thinking about it, and I was just like, I think about it and then I will distract myself with something else. So this is the part where I was fighting something. I was fighting the strong urge to already wear the tudung because of ... reasons. I remembered thinking that, hey, I'm going to be married soon, so I guess it's the right time to wear the tudung then, right? Like that would be like the biggest push for me to wear the tudung, because everything just starts anew. And Rin, you gotta be prepared. But something else happened prior to getting married that just pushed me into wearing the tudung even before I was ready. This is where it gets really interesting, because I decided to help out. Somebody gave me this like kerja, lubang kerja to like work at a Ramadan bazaar. I was like, oh, that'd be cool. So I was like, sure, why not? What I didn't know was that it wasn't really at the bazaar. It was at like Juchat itself, one of the Muslimah boutiques. So I went for my interview at that Muslimah boutique, and it was I guess I can just share it here. It was at Jelita. Jelita slash Anglia is owned by the same owner. So I worked there. For I think 2 Ramadans. The first year was just like a main kerja in my head, but the second year I got really into it during that Ramadan time. So basically I work at a boutique. Now when I went for my interview at that boutique, I was surprised because my friend said Anglia, and then I was like, okay, Anglia. I did not know that it had anything to do with the shawl brand Jelita. Anyway, yes, and I had an interview, and the boss was not female, the boss was male, which like shocker. So I went for my interview, and I wasn't wearing my tudung then. Like when he said like, okay, you're hired, it was just like as a shop girl to help around. And I remembered him wanting to ask a question, but dia tak jadi, so we just ended the interview like that. Fast forward working at the shop, 1 week, the first week in of bulan Ramadan, I was just asked to do like cleaning up, checking stock. But the second week on, then I think my boss was like, I don't know, I'm thinking my boss thinks he can like impart knowledge to me, or he wanted to push me a little. He asked me to like not style all the mannequins, style the head mannequin to put the shawl on it, and I was like, I don't know how. But of course I just said yes. So I just said yes. I was like, okay, sure. How hard can it be, right? I have no clue. Never bothered learning the art of wearing the hijab. So I just like anyhow put it on the mannequin and stuff lah. And like ask for the other ladies' assistance. So after a month in, I learned how to like put on the shawls. I learned how to fold the shawls. And then that same Ramadan, my boss said we are down with manpower at our other shop at Tanjung Katong Complex. And I know that shop at Tanjung Katong Complex is the Jelita shawl store. So there is nothing but shawls. The original boutique I was working at Anglia is like a way bigger store, and it had like clothes, shawls, like so many things. So I don't necessarily have to be like only doing shawls. So sometimes I would like go back into like the baju section and like hang baju and stuff. So now for a week I will be at the shawl store, and that made me so stressed. Because it's like the store is like the size of this room right now. And I think I might have to be alone for a while before like my co-worker would like come in. So when I was at that store, that's when I learned how to lilit the hijab on myself. And I was like, hey, I look kind of okay, and this isn't so hard because yeah. So what happened was that the next Ramadan, when I came back, the next Ramadan, I came back working, and I decided I'm gonna use the Ramadan month to wear a shawl. I came back to work. He decided to rehire me for that following Ramadan. I said yes, and I came back to work with a tudung. I did not continue into wearing the tudung for Hari Raya and stuff like that, because I think by the following year, I began work, and that was the year that I was about to get married. So during that year, I did not think about the hijab at all, but I was just mentally preparing myself to become a wife. So during that year, that would be 2018. Yeah, 2018. I was gonna get married at the end of the year. So what happened was that I was already okay. Also during this point of time, I had like a rebellious streak. I dyed my hair purple right before I was gonna graduate. So my hair was just like so perang after the purple just like faded off, and like I wanted to save money, so I didn't redo my hair before my wedding. I just left it the way it is. I was like, what else, I'm going to wear the sanggul lintang anyway, so like who cares what's going to happen to my hair. So basically I returned back to work in my field of work with like perang hair, and that year I feel like my image was just a hot mess. What is happening? I wasn't feeling my hair, I wasn't feeling my makeup, I just felt like so... When for 30 days in Ramadan the previous year, you made that conscious lifestyle change, it somehow left an impact on me. We got married, and then after we got married, all was good and stuff. And I think it was March holidays when we went to KL. Yeah, we went to Malaysia. I bought like shawls. Like this is one of the shawls that I bought there. It was so cheap. And it happens that there was a flea market in front of our hotel, and like, oh, I went crazy. I spent all my ringgit on like all the shawls that I could find since it was so cheap. Colors in all the colors that I would wear, but I wasn't mentally prepared. So we came back from KL, and oddly I was hanging up things, and then I told him, because we were supposed to go out that day, I just told him, I'm gonna wear the tudung today. And he was like, sure, okay, yay. And I wore it, and I didn't feel like it was a celebratory thing or anything like that. I just felt like it was normal. Yeah, that was the first day that I started wearing the tudung, and it honestly didn't feel like celebratory. If I could really say the celebratory date would be the day that I decided to wear tudung during the month of Ramadan. And yeah, that is my story. Yeah. Also, there are life struggles that also cause me to want to wear the tudung, as in be a better person, not to wear the tudung. I've had certain life struggles which I will not share here on YouTube because it's personal, and those are things that become like a bekalan for myself. That is like my bekalan lah. Like, I feel like your life struggles, everyone goes through a struggle. Everyone's struggle is different, and it may cause you in an outwardly way to symbolize that struggle in a certain way. But for mine, I don't think it was because of my struggles that I wore the tudung. I wore the tudung because I already kind of made a mental journey or a mental plan as to when I was going to wear it. And somehow the things that happen in my life, the struggle part, which no need to share here lah, the struggle part, and also the things and the people that I surround myself with eventually led me to this. And yeah, I would say the biggest push for me to wear the tudung is my environment. Is that a bad thing? Not really, but it's not a bad thing. I didn't feel the pressure to wear the tudung. I just felt the inspiration to wear the tudung because of the people around me. And the bulk of this inspiration came from my experience during Ramadan. Yeah. It's weird, huh? That is my story. I don't know if that was even inspirational, but hey, it's been 1 year, and I find that it flies so fast. I can't believe I've been wearing this for a year. And yeah, I'm happy and quite proud of this so-called milestone. And yeah, I mean, the reasons why we wear it is personal and different, but if it leads you to wearing the tudung, then I guess it can't be a bad thing, right? And honestly, I still have a long way to go as a person with my faith. I have a long way to go. This is just on a superficial level. I still have a lot to work in here, so I just hope that keeps happening. Yeah, inshallah. Bye guys. Hey guys, do subscribe to my channel for more content. Click the bell to be notified of new uploads happening every Sunday, and if you like, you can follow me on my Instagram.